Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Crystal and this is my social thread. So today I have a very quick vlog for you. It is my November plans vlog. It is coming to you a bit late. It's currently the 10th of November, but I thought it's better late than never. First and foremost, what I'm wearing, just quickly, Tilly and the Buttons Tabitha t-shirt dress. And let's go to plan number one. So plan number one for November is making the Nina Lee Bakerloo dress, and I'll show you the pattern here. And so basically I have never worn a collared dress like this. I know this past two seasons, the big collar trend has been very on trend, as it were. I don't buy clothes anymore for myself. I make all of my clothes at this point now, probably for the past couple of years now. No, probably for the past year. I don't buy ready to wear anymore. I do wear ready to wear, like my old ready to wear items, but most of the things I do now just make for myself. So going back to the pattern, it's a lovely dress. So this is the front line drawings. It's got bust darts, a gathered skirt. It's got I think these are just below the elbows, sleeves with like a little elasticated frill, and then the main feature of the pattern is obviously this large collar here with frill detail on the outside. You can turn it into a blouse. Obviously the bodice is just extended and widened at the body. This is the back view. It's got a what's this called, a center back seam, and that allows you to have a V opening and a loophole, what they called, a rouleau loop, and button to close it at the back, and that's the back of the skirt for you there. I guess in terms of variations, again, blouse or dress, and then the length of the sleeves and the length of the skirt you can alter to suit your preferences. Nina Lee patterns. I've made a couple of Nina Lee patterns and I think they're great. Which ones have I made recently? Nina Lee, the Camden skirt I've made, and the Camden pinafore I've made. I think that's it actually. Did they have it? Yeah, I think that's all I've made from her collection. So this particular pattern goes from a size UK 6 to a UK 20. Size chart: UK 6, bust of 32, waist of 24, all the way up to a bust of 46 inches and waist of 38 inches. Light to medium weight cottons, lawn, poplin, chambray, needle cord, that sort of thing. I have gone for a viscose. And did it say viscose? It doesn't actually say viscose there. I'm surprised. Because I think viscose would work really works really nicely. I've seen, from what I've seen, inspiration makes on Instagram. So I have gone for a viscose, and mine is an inexpensive viscose from Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn, and it's basically a lovely and drapey black background with bunches of florals. And then for the frill at the collar, so I'm going to make everything in the same fabric, but for the frill I've got some plain black viscose that I'm going to do the frill in, so I think to make the collar stand out a bit more. Also, I'm not too keen on these kind of where the elastic is sort of not at the end and the frill comes out, so I'm going to put my elastic right at the very end, so it's similar to the Tilly and the Buttons Lyra long sleeve dress. And that's that. Going on these measurements, I think I will be making a size 12. And also I'll be adding waist ties because they don't come with waist ties, but I like the idea of the waist tie because it just cinches you in a bit at the waist. So that's plan number one, Nina Lee. And also, sorry, most important part, this is a collaboration with the lovely Caroline. I will pop up her Instagram handle below, and she is she's not a vlogger, but she is she does blogs for people, for different companies, and I met her via the Jenny Stitches blogger group that we belong to, and she has some lovely makes on her Instagram page, lovely life photos as well, as in photos of her life. And so this is a lovely collaboration with herself, and I will be posting her photos on my Instagram page and also on my vlog when I do the final reveal. So that's that one, plan number one. Plan number two is, is a couple of Be Curious dresses for my daughters, my 7-year-old daughter Anya and my 18-month-old Ava. So it's going to be the Be Curious dress by Ellie and Mac. This is my staple girls dress for my girls because it's just a very simple dress, but it's very floaty and very girly, and I know the fit works well, and it's a very simple make to make. So it's basically a lined bodice, long sleeves or short sleeves, and then skirts. You can obviously vary the length of the skirt. You can add a frill if you want. This goes from age 12 month to big kid 12, which is really great. Instructions are very, very simple. It doesn't come with a waist tie, but I think the bodice is a perfect fit, so it's not too loose and not too tight. And also it has button. Does it have line drawings? Let me check for you. It has a button back. No, it doesn't have line drawings. But anyway, so that's that dress. That's plan number 2. And the fabric I'm going to use for that, I have already cut out my 7-year-old, the pattern pieces for my 7-year-old. And this is the back bodice. And it's in a beautiful cotton by Liberty, and I bought this from Little Miss So-and-so when they were having a sale a couple of weeks ago or a month ago now, and it's just a plain white on the back, but it's this beautiful fabric here. And actually from far away it kind of looks a bit smocked, or it looks like the type of fabric that you would smock a dress in. I've not given smocking a go. I did toy with the idea, but I thought life is too short. So there you go. So I'm going to make a version for my 7-year-old and then a twinning version for my 18-month-old. So that's project number 2 for this month. And then the next project that I'm going to make is my blogger post for Little Miss So-and-so. I am one of their brand ambassadors, and I received their So Luxurious box. And this particular month I have chosen the Adrienne blouse by Friday Pattern Company. So it's a knit pattern. It goes from a size extra small, bust of 32, waist of 24, all the way up to a 4X, bust of 53, waist of 46, and just the simple line drawings there. So it's quite a kind of almost like a square neckline, although this is quite curved. So sort of quite a wide neckline. And then the main feature, I suppose, is this gathered shoulder part, and then billowy sleeves, and then elasticated cuff at the bottom, and then it's a fitted bodice there. I am planning to, I could go for the blouse, the top by itself, but I think I'm more inclined to turn it into a dress, and it's just simply adding 2 rectangular pieces to make your own self-drafted elastic skirt, gathered skirt to the bottom, and I think that would look quite nice. And also it's something that I'd probably wear more than a top by itself. And Friday Pattern Company, I normally go for a size medium. Oh, how odd. So normally Friday Pattern Company, I go for a size medium, but in this particular pattern, I would be a size large going by my measurements. So I'll have to see how that works. I'll have to check the finished garment measurements. I do have it here. Oh, how bizarre. It's really, really small, this one. So as I say, normally I would go for a size medium. So like the Heather Blazer, I went for a size medium. The Saltwater Slip, I went for a size medium. And they all fitted perfectly. But for this particular pattern, I would have to go for a large. But even then for the large, it is still quite small. So maybe there's a lot of negative ease because it's a fitted pattern. The actual measurements are much smaller than you. So then it allows the knitted fabric to stretch around your body perfectly, rather than if it was sort of the same size as your physical measurements. With knit fabrics, it would probably just hang rather than cling to your body. So maybe it's the negative ease in that's why the measurements are much smaller than my usual medium. And the fabric I chose for that one is beautiful. It's, as I say, it's part of their So Luxurious kit, and that includes all of their designer fabric, Lady McElroy, Atelier Brunette, Arts Gallery, Dashwood Studios. And I went for this beautiful Arts Gallery fabric. I can't remember what it's called, but ta-da! Look how vibrant that kind of, sorry, it has been washed and not ironed, so it's a bit creased. But look at that. I have actually got this fabric. I bought this fabric by myself, as in with my own money, rather than it being gifted to me. And it's beautiful. I have actually made a Tilly and the Buttons Tabitha t-shirt dress with this fabric. So this time round, I'm going to make this Adrienne blouse dress. and I just love the colors, especially for this time of the year. I know normally people do tend to tone down their color palette during the winter. I think this is fine because it's a navy background, and so the colors are the only bright parts of the print, as opposed to wearing, say for example, if this was on a white background, for example, I probably wouldn't wear it for the winter. And that's that fabric there. So that's project number 3. Project number 4 is the Friday Pattern Company Heather blazer. And as I say, I have made this pattern before and I went for a size medium and that was perfect for me. So sorry, the Heather blazer is this pattern here. It's a boxy loose fit blazer. Measurements are bust, extra small, bust of 32, waist of 24, all the way up to a 7XX bust of 59, waist of 52, and I would go for a size medium, which is a bust of 36, 37, waist of 28, 29. Now for this one, again, those measurements are slightly smaller than my measurements, but going on the finished garment measurements, let me have a look. Yeah, so that's for the that's for the body measurements. Finished garment measurements, the medium would be a chest of 44, waist of 43, because it is a boxy fit. So that's got more than enough ease for ease of movement. And let me show you the line drawings. So it is a boxy fit blazer. It's got centre back seam. It's fully lined, patch pockets, button here, double. It's a full standing collar with lapels and a 2-piece sleeve. I am planning to curve in the waist a little bit, so grade it down maybe by a size or 2, so there's a bit more shape in the waist, because I have made this before and it is boxy and that is the style. Although I think second time round I'm going to make it slightly more fitted in the waist, and also I'm going to lengthen it to turn it basically into a full length, not full length, sort of hip length winter coat. And the fabric I have chosen for this is, by the way, my blogger project for Jenny Stitches Fabric, who I am also a blogger of, a brand ambassador to. And this was supposed to have been made last month and it was in my October plans. Unfortunately, I didn't get around to doing it, so I will definitely have it made for this November, hopefully. So the fabric I have chosen is some beautiful dead stock ex Laura Ashley 100% wool in the navy colorway. You can't really see much, you can't really what's it called, appreciate the beauty of it because it is a solid navy color, but I can just show you. So it's a solid navy, beautiful quality wool, as I say, ex Laura Ashley designer dead stock, and I've got 3 meters of that. That's beautiful. And then I have got the lining for the body. I've gone with a lovely I think they call this is called Winterberry Cotton Lawn, and this is still in stock as well, Jenny Stitches Fabrics. It's just a cotton lawn, so it's still quite slippery. But for the sleeves, I've opted to go for some just inexpensive anti-static fabric in the burgundy, just for ease of getting it on and off, especially because, excuse me, it's a winter make and I will be wearing sort of chunky things underneath it, and I don't want to have to sort of struggle to put it on. And if I put all 3 together, so you've got the navy, that's the lining for the sleeves, and then the Winterberry cotton. I think that all goes really well together. And just to let you know, with wool, my pre-treatment, I know there are several ways to pre-treat wool. You can send it to the dry cleaners, you can soak it. I think some people soak it in water, then they squeeze it out and they like stretch it on like this big surface, and then they put towels on, and there's, you know, there's loads of ways to pre-treat wool. But one of the ways that I have chosen to do so is I got it actually from Tomcat Stitchery. She's a lovely vlogger in America who's got like 30,000 YouTube subscribers, I believe. She's very big, but she's a veteran. I think she's been going for a good 10, 20, maybe not 20 years. I don't know. I would say 10, 15 years. So anyway, she suggested to me which I have read before as well, is that you just get your wool, you don't wash it, you put it in the dryer with a towel that's saturated in water. So when I say saturated, it's heavy with water, but it's not dripping. So the water isn't dripping off the towel, but it's saturated enough to have enough water to create steam in the dryer, therefore pre-shrinking and pre-treating your wool. So that's what I'm going to go for. And also I am going to measure the wool perfectly. So I believe it's 3 meters. I'm not sure how wide it is, but I will measure it properly, take a note of it, and then after the pre-treatment I will measure it again just to see how much it has shrunk by, because I think that's quite an interesting thing to know or find out, especially when working with wool, which is expensive, and it can be quite scary to pre-treat it. So that's that project. And then last but not least is just another simple make, which I need more of. So I love these t-shirt dresses. I have so many, but this is the short sleeve version, and I would like to make some long sleeve versions for the winter. It is the, as I say, the Tilly and the Buttons Tabitha t-shirt dress, and essentially it's from the Tilly's Make It Simple book, and essentially it's this dress here, and all it is the Tabitha t-shirt. I'm going to sneeze, sorry. Sorry, I try not to edit my videos as much because it does take a lot of time to edit things. So I hope you don't mind that I've just included my sneeze in there. So it's essentially the Tabitha t-shirt dress. Short sleeve there, 3/4 sleeve and long sleeve, and then it gives you instructions on how to draft your own skirt piece. Everything's all, as with Tilly instructions, they're all very straightforward. It does look complicated at first, but I think once you read through it and follow the instructions, it's actually really easy to do. And then you basically just add the top of your choice, so either short sleeve, 3/4 sleeve or long sleeve, and then add the skirt that you want, and it's a lovely ends up being a lovely long sleeve t-shirt dress, which is what I need for the winter. And the fabric I have chosen for this is a lovely fabric by Poppy, and I bought this from I bought this from Sew Me Sunshine, and it is actually quite festive. So it's a lovely cotton jersey. Is it? I don't know if it's a black. I think it is a black. It does look kind of dark greeny there, but it is a black with sort of green leaves and flowers or berries or something. But it does look very festive. It actually looks from afar like holly or like Christmas tree lights and things. So I'm going to go with that, and it's lovely and stretchy. Oh, sorry, it's printed on a white background. Lovely and stretchy. But even if you stretch it, you know, sometimes when you have from what I've experienced in ready-to-wear items that are perhaps not sort of that expensive, when it's printed on white and you stretch it, you tend to see the white coming through, but this one doesn't seem, this one seems like a good quality one, so you're not going to get the white coming through, which is lovely. And that's all my plans. So I believe that's the Nina Lee Bakerloo dress, which is 1. 2 Be Curious dresses, so that's 3. The Make It Simple Tabitha t-shirt dress, that's 4. And then I have my 2 blogger projects, which is the Friday Pattern Company Heather Blazer for Jenny Stitches Fabrics, and the Adrienne Blouse dress for Little Miss So-and-so. So hopefully I will get that all done this November. I am taking it a little bit easy this month, and come December as well. I think I'm going to be taking it easy because we have lots of family and friends over Christmas, as we did last year, and then we're visiting London as well to see family and friends. And I think obviously Christmas is quality family time, so I probably won't be sewing as much. So hopefully you enjoyed that video. Please do kindly like and subscribe if you don't already, and please do check out my channel for other videos that might inspire you or that might entertain you somewhat. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. God bless. Bye bye.